Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Friday, October 28th, 2022. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Happy Friday, everyone. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. Right now, the ES trading inside day just saw a reaction to pre-market economic data release, including core PCI price index, and we still have Michigan consumer sentiment to come. But as of right now, we are seeing early rejection off the upper end of the day's range. Strong rejections developing across the board. ES, YM, RTY, and the NQ. From this high, today could become a high range day to the downside. So from this high, we could be looking at a target down below that could be somewhere in the 3700 to 3715 zone. That could be ahead if we start to break down through recent lows. So right now, inside day with a strong pivot high. If price can push down through the 3780, 3775 zone, it starts to open up some of that downside. So again, watching to see how that plays out. Now keep in mind, we have had a very good near-term trend higher, about as good as we've had in a while. If there's some significant rejection on the low, then perhaps we could see another swing move up. You know, one of these type of days, one of those type of days, one of these type of days. But short of that, we could be looking at further rotation to the downside back toward 3700. All right, let's take a look here at the NQ. The NQ right now has had a tough time shaking off negative earnings. Recently, we've seen Google, we've seen Microsoft, and Meta and others that have completely gotten crushed here. This one, seen Amazon lead this one down late in the day yesterday, a big downside break and a pullback here, and it's sitting kind of right on the edge here, right on the edge, where you're either going to kind of hold in this range here for a little while before the next thing happens as this thing builds out this big rounded bottom, or a break here through the recent lows opens up the downside yet again, and we're looking at a continuation downward. As of right now, if the high of the day is in after that early economic release here, then we could be looking at a downside target that points to about 10.750 to 10.775, somewhere in that zone. So in this area could be a downside target up ahead the rest of the day if we start to make a move on expansion. But as of right now, narrow range, just 40% of average range, and awaiting further economic data release here later on. If we take a look here at crude oil. Crude oil down right now 1.33% inside day at the moment. Again, this one got a very nice upside break out of the 7-day range. Big high range day here, and price rallied early yesterday but wasn't able to hold on to those gains, coming just shy of pushing through the 90 level. 90 very important in the near term. The next pullback here needs to be used as an opportunity to push through 90 to go retest the edge here at 94s. Once that occurs, we may even see price rotate back down. If this is going to fail, though, if we're going to see a failure here, then it's likely a failure back below the 86s, somewhere in that zone. So we could drop deep and still see a rejection, or we can build out this range and see a continuation. But at the moment, again, expecting further expansion out of this narrow 7-day range after this good breakout. Right now, price holding above the breakout point with a shot at continuing higher toward 94s ahead, unless some significant rejection occurs first. Taking a look now at gold futures. You'll see right now gold breaking to the downside. Yesterday becoming an inside day, very narrow 10-day range here. 1680 the level to break through that could open up the next move up to 1740. And instead right now another push downward, very aggressive push downward. A lower high in overnight trading, and then new lows bringing us back toward the 1640s. Again, this is a very clear narrow range with a downward bias so far, and at some point here we may see a push toward the upper end of the channel here, which I can extend outward now. But this one right now not really showing a whole lot of want to through that 1680. It just doesn't want to push through it at the moment, and that could open up another round of weakness below. We have this key range that's developed here in gold. That key range is a really good one, and those are the edges to watch. So you have the midpoint of that range, which is currently resistance, and you have the edge. The fact that we can't go through the mid at the moment suggests that we may go back down and test that edge. 1622 could be ahead, but until we get a breakout above 1680, we may be hunting for that low down below. So we'll see how this continues to develop as we head into the weekend. Everyone have a fantastic rest of your day. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.